Hi guys, welcome back. Number 3. Another reason why their valuation went down was because the sector they were in went down, as they were only making smartwatches at the beginning. And we can see the types of products taking the market share of wearable device. This is earbuds and this is smartwatch, dropping from 42% to 28%, while the earbuds increased from 27% to 51%. So taking up more than half of the total market share of wearable device, while smartwatch had reduced a lot in general, the market share. This tells the consumer behavior had changed. People had shifted the interest from smartwatch to more earbuds, and you can see from the sales of Apple, this part of sales had increased dramatically compared to Apple Watch. Here you can see the sector of earbud grow 255%, more than triple year over year, while smartwatch only grew 23%. So this is the sector slowing down significantly, and not just because of Xiaomi, but everyone else. But within the sector of the whole wearable device market share, you can see that Apple had increased from 27% to 31%, while Xiaomi had decreased from 13% to 12%, slightly decreased, but still the number 2 position below Apple in 2019. Because the year of 2020 had COVID, so the number is not very accurate. But we also need to pay attention to Samsung and Huawei also had grew quite a bit. So I think this is because Apple's big increase was driven by the increase of the AirPod, mostly because Xiaomi or ZEPP's product is much cheaper than Apple, so their sales quantity should be much bigger than Apple. So I guess this really make them face the problem and pay attention to their products improvement to start to invest much more money into R&D, and also explain why they are launching their own smart earbud product, which a lot of investors are excited for and look forward to how well the sales can go and whether it can compete with Apple's product to steal a little bit market share from them. But based on the trend, it seems like it's necessary for ZEPP to launch this product of the smart earbuds. So for them to have more complete product line, I think it would be the right strategy to gain more market share and increase the growth rate. Number 4, I think it was getting more cool down because the whole smart wearable devices back then, a few years ago, was not yet at the prime time. It was too early because the technology was not mature yet. The smartwatch needs to go much more beyond just counting steps, calorie, heartbeat, or sleep. Other than that, it should do much more to make people build a habit around these devices, build regular habits, lifestyle around it. They first need to have the stickiness of their products, and it wasn't doing enough. Imagine when they can connect to all the IoT, the smart home devices, then it would be really different because, for example, it would know and calculate how you live, how you eat by connecting to the smart fridge, and what you weight every day by connecting to the smart scale. These are just very small examples that I'm sure they would grow into much more applications to connect into, so then people can truly live in this ecosystem and build a smart, healthy lifestyle based on these data they're being provided and suggestions. So it's not just the technology, but also the infrastructure around this whole smart health ecosystem, right? Like, for example, telehealth, it needs to be much more spread into everyday life. The habit, even without COVID, the home fitness behavior, people needs to be used to working out at home. The artificial intelligence technology to be more mature. The cloud computing or deep learning technology, so then the device can give you better suggestion or detect more health issues before it becomes real problem. For now, it can already detect and prevent heart issue. But in the future, I think they should be able to do more. And then the cloud storage being more accessible, which they are already working with AWS for the 5G technology to enhance the communication within different devices and the Internet of Things to be more common. All of these infrastructures need to be built in order to achieve this smart health ecosystem. So that's why a few years ago, investing into companies like this might actually be too early and would change, in my opinion, in the near term. So I agree when I saw the article saying we might be getting into the prime time of this sector when both the technology and the infrastructure gets more mature. And then last, I want to give another reminder of the key strength or advantage of ZEPP compared to other competitors. First of all, they should have the most data in the whole sector because they have sold the most devices in the world in terms of smartwatch. Now that they're launching their earbuds, I think they can collect more health data with this product and maybe much more, because it seems like this product is quite powerful into monitoring different health data like heart rate, posture, movements, etc. Number two, the Xiaomi whole ecosystem, even though we don't want to be under that too much, still a quite powerful platform. And I think it would be exponential in the future when Xiaomi connects more the smartphone, smart home, the smart car, because Xiaomi is making car, connecting to smart health. So yes, I think Xiaomi's ecosystem would be very powerful in the future. That is why I'm also very bullish on Xiaomi. It has great potential to innovate people's lifestyle in the future. So ZEPP being in the Xiaomi ecosystem, heavily invested by Xiaomi, for sure gives great advantage. Number three, the technology in this sector is also competitive. They have filed many patents in terms of different ways of monitoring health. Like for example, their blood oxygen monitor accuracy is only 1.6% different than the medical grade equipment. This is how accurate they can detect the health data. And then what I always look into very much is that whether the company has government support. This is very, very important in China. When the government encourage and push one sector, it can grow very fast because of the policy and the infrastructure needed can be speed up exponentially. And with the government support, you know for sure that this follows the trend of the future. The government support this sector and this company for various reasons. Number one, it is the health problem of Chinese, because in the recent years, with the rise of the internet industry, a lot of people, even young people, had accumulated health problems because of the stress level of the industry. For sure, the government's concerned, and companies like ZEPP can develop products to detect these kind of problems early, solving a much bigger and deep problems potentially. And then this is a company that can grow international, as we saw that the competitor Huawei cannot be listed anywhere, cannot be invested or do business with other countries. So it can only stay within China. So ZEPP is a way to gain more international influence or expansion. And then is that right now we are getting into the war of chips between China and US. China had been behind on chips and where they have to seriously catch up, and ZEPP working on chips right now might be a good catalyst for government support. But gotta warn you though, chips, it's a good thing, but also something that costs a lot of money. So if you are investing in ZEPP, you need to really know that right now they might be entering into a territory that consume a lot of cash. This possibility they can turn from positive profit into loss every year and then have needs to raise funds by diluting share. Potentially black swan news. Something to keep in mind for. on the side note. So that would be a very important reason why they should get government support. So therefore, I'm not too worried that the government would crack down ZEPP. As you can see that all the other Chinese big tech giants had been falling, and except Xiaomi alone. Xiaomi might be the only one that's left outside of this government crackdown of the whole anti-probe or data issue. So far, it's looking pretty okay. And number 5, also very important one, is that it would be a connection between China and the rest of the world, because whenever big brands want to enter the Chinese market, it would be through a Chinese brand. And if it's not Huawei, it's very high possibility that it would be ZEPP. And it would go both ways. If a brand from China wants to expand to the world, they can work with ZEPP. An example would be like the EV or autonomous system connecting with the wearable device, because I strongly believe that it would be part of the ecosystem in the future. And everything connected together, creating the best and smartest environment. So in the future, if a car brand wants to have seamless connection to Chinese consumers, they would need to do the same, and it would be the best to work with a local brand. And I think ZEPP has a good advantage. But that would be thinking way ahead, like a few years later. So to sum up, I think right now, if we compare the smart wearable device with the EV sector, I think if Apple is like the Tesla of EV, then ZEPP would be like the BYD of EV. As what these two share in common very much would be affordable prices, reaching much bigger demographic, focus on technology as well, much lesser known in the world. Right now, BYD is more well known, but maybe 1 or 2 years ago, nobody in the world knew much about BYD other than the fact that it was invested by Warren Buffett. Some people didn't even know that. It was a very quiet company slash manufacturer slash brand that some people might think is too cheap, but in fact holds very good technology. So I think one day ZEPP would be like BYD, that it's getting more and more international attention, and also many parties can work with them. So many partnership indeed. Like BYD is working with Didi when Didi needs to have autonomous drive for their smart mobility solution in the future. A lot of people are using their battery, and also rumors said that Apple is also partnering with BYD to make their car. And I think ZEPP would be also experience something similar, to have many more partnership in the future. Potentially some big brands, big names, if they want to enter the Chinese market especially. Now the vision is great. I love the changes, and very important reason why I was bullish on ZEPP during this whole roller coaster ride. If the management can achieve their vision with great execution power, I think ZEPP is heading into a very bright future. Now that's it for today, and if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a big like and write me a great comment to tell me what you think of ZEPP, and I'll see you in my next video. That's it guys, hope you can find my videos helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a big like. Thank you.